Welcome to Curious Awakenings with Em and Rama, where we wonder how magic and kindness connect. Rama, I'm really excited about today's topic. We're going to talk about communication.
Me too.
Early on in relationships.
Yeah.
How do you do it?
I don't effing know.
Do you want to share why we've chosen this topic?
How many hours do we have? Ay, 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 ay. I get verklempt in my gezellige Zoontjes thinking about it. Oy. Communications in new relationships. They are so tenuous, so ripe for misconstruation, being misconstrued, miscommunication. And I guess for me, it comes a lot from being single. The whole single thing, dating and trying to date, and trying to connect with another human being, a woman that I'm attracted to. And it seems as though, like, when the attraction goes up, maybe the incentive goes up, and then maybe my gets even more misconstrued because I think too much about it. Oh,
interesting.
That's an interesting thing, yeah. It's like, how did I come across? Ooh, did I come across, just fun, charming, real? Or did I come across did I share too much? That whole, I wrote this down in my notes the other day. It's like, my biggest challenge is just not sharing too much. Oh, I know what it was. The whole dating thing, sometimes it feels like a game. But I don't want to make it a game. I just want to be my real authentic self and have the other person be their real authentic self. But I kind of know it's a game. And so my biggest challenge in this game is to not come on too strong. And that can be, with texting, it can be ripe for disaster, really. Yes. It can be ripe for being misconstrued. At least from what I've been going through the last, few years, especially since the augment of gadgetry and more gadgetry and more gadgetry. And which is why I've been hoping to do more phone communications. So I'm trying to communicate via phone, so there's less apps, so it's more clear communication, so it's more understanding, so it's more back and forth, so it's more real time.
So for you, for you, that form of communication, like hearing someone's voice, hearing the tone.
Well, yeah,
having that immediate kind of response.
Well, yeah, though I do love texting, but it seems like texting, once that new relationship gets more solid, on solid ground, is a little bit easier to do, is less ripe for being misunderstood or not, So, and I think I'll speak for myself, but I'll also speak for the whole humanity, because I like doing that, even though I may be wrong, I often am. I think we're getting less good at phone calls. Do you remember the days, a lot of our viewers may remember the days when we call someone up and you're on the phone, you call them at like 10 o'clock and you're on the phone for hours and hours with a new girlfriend, boyfriend?
Yeah.
No, you hang up first. Oh, no, you hang up first. No. And that phone call can go on forever. That connection, you feel each other, you're just like right next to each other. I think texting, emailing, InstaChat, Snapgram, whatever all those other stupid things are, yeah, a lot of judgment there. We just had a show about judgment, yeah. But yeah, direct, clear communication is something that I'm striving for, craving for, and
I guess a cool thing is you've identified that for yourself, right? You know what you want. You know what you need out of that communication early on. So, do you feel you've found ways to express that to a new person that you're interested in getting to know?
I'm trying. I'm working on it, and I'm trying to communicate that. I've communicated it with myself, and I've pretty much committed to myself, don't text anymore with women. Or you kind of got to text
for
maybe
you,
a little
it
bit.
just isn't the right mode of communication.
It's not the right mode of communication for me getting my naturally ebullient, charming personality across and connecting with someone on a real, authentic level.
Yeah.
Because that's what we all want, I think. That's what most of us want. It's what I want, is connect on a real, authentic level.
Yeah.
And I think most people like and appreciate the same.
I mean, I wonder, if you meet someone out and about, you're interested in getting to know a little bit, could you say, hey, I would love to get to know you. I'm big on phone communication.
Thank you. Yeah, I guess, and I'm working on,
I
am working on, one of the biggest things I'm working on now is direct communication. And we did the show on judgment recently, and my biggest challenge growing up basically has been judgment. I feel like now my biggest challenge is being direct, having direct communication. And yes, so I really haven't done that. But could I do that when I meet someone? Yes.
Yeah. It's
good idea.
It's confident. It's sexy when someone knows what they want, right? This is what works for me. This is what I want, right?
Wow.
Because it's a way that you're holding a boundary for yourself, right? And for someone to see you able to advocate for your own needs, they're gonna know, oh, I can also do that for myself.
I can only do it for myself, but maybe it'll inspire others. Be the change you want in the world. Was it Gandhi? Mr. Gandhi? Did he say that? Mark will know. Mark, was that Gandhi?
You can ask later.
Be the change you want in the world. I think it was one of the Gandhis. I can only be my authentic self. So yeah, right.
Yeah, but holding that line early on, saying, hey, this is what I want. This is what I know that I need. I think you're an interesting person, and I'd love to chat on the phone.
All right, thank you. Yeah, now,
because I guess the thing is, right, there's a fine balance between advocating for what you know you want and need and not infringing on someone else's communication preferences.
Ask a question. What's your favorite mode of communication, too? Oh, you like to text all the time? You don't like to, you need to be prepped for a phone call? All right, I'll text you saying, hey, can we have a phone date at 8 o'clock tonight? Or, all right, let's find a happy medium. You're really cool, I'm really cool, and it's no big deal. We'll find a common ground. How can we find common ground about our communication styles? Ooh, wow, we're getting somewhere. Wow, getting back to common ground.
Getting back to asking the question and holding the space.
Yes, asking the question, holding space. Well, I need phone calls only. I'm not going to text. Who the heck am I to dictate how other people are going to go? I got to find out what's going to work for them too.
Fair.
If I want to be really sexy.
Fair.
Right?
Fair. Yeah. Even better. You did even better. Yeah.
But if I know the texting thing, relying on the texting thing for me doesn't work.
Yeah.
Relying on it. So just communicating that up, and it can be fun communicating about that. It's like, what ice cream do you like? Well, what form of communication do you like? What kind of pizza you like? Whatever, just another fun topic, right?
Yeah, it's just another fun topic, exactly.
Whoa.
Another way to explore who someone is.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm learning stuff.
Right on.
Yeah.
And so
right.
I'm wondering
Enough
now,
about
I'm going to
me.
be curious. I'm going to be curious for a moment. What do you feel it is about texting where Rama gets lost, where it's not the right fit for you?
Just the whole thinking so much, wondering so much. Did I come on too strong? Did I share too much? Did I say the wrong thing?
This is what I wanted you to say, because I think this happens regardless of the way that you're communicating.
Yeah, and I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one, am I?
No, of course not.
I'm not the only one out there that goes through all this, especially at a new dating, new relationship.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah, exactly. There's that constant swirl.
Swirl.
The constant spiral, right? Like you say
something
of uncertainty, right?
And mix in that with our own natural insecurities, which we all have.
We all have, right? Exactly. So what do we do about that swirl that can get us really sucked down into an unproductive rabbit hole?
Yeah.
Okay, but again, even in a phone call, you might be wondering, how am I being perceived?
Yeah.
Right? Even in person, you might be wondering, oh, I said that. What do they think of me for saying that? Right? Like, so I guess the whole thing is, regardless of the means, the mode of communication, we're going to have these moments of our minds
swirling,
doubting,
doubting,
self-criticizing.
Yeah.
What do we do about that? Because it is sort of it's the enemy number one, I think, of connecting with someone else.
Thank you. It is. Yeah, you nailed it. You just said it very well. And I want to write that down, but I'm going to resist writing down because I want to be totally present here. Could you say that again, though, please?
Yeah, I think that
it's the enemy of
like connecting with someone.
Yeah.
Right? When we're caught
that
here,
conscious swirls,
what are they thinking of me? What is, what did I do and how am I being perceived?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's so much, it takes so much energy.
Yeah, and the people feel it. They feel it, even though it's just texting. There's the energy out there, and what energy would be putting out to the universe, putting out to the ethers. So staying in that positive, fun, jovial, hey, getting to know you energy, rather than the constant swirl energy of uncertainty and insecurity.
Yeah, yeah. How do we do it?
Yeah, how do we do that? How the F do we do that? How have you done it?
Okay, well, here's what I'm working on.
What are you working on?
Here's what I'm working on.
Okay.
I'm working on just showing up as my most authentic self.
I knew you were going to say that.
You knew I was going to say that? How did you know I was going to say
coming.
that? You did, really?
Yes.
What do you think about that?
I think about that the more you do that, the more helps other people shine to do that. And just getting to know you, the amount of time I've known you, I've been more comfortable being myself.
Really?
It's inspired me to be my authentic self.
That feels so good to see. Thank you, Rama.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah. And so the more I can shine my authentic self can help you be there, and other people I interact with be their authentic selves.
I want to say,
that's what I want for everyone.
I so appreciated, so earlier today, before we were filming, we went outside to stand by a tree.
Yes.
And I'm pretty comfortable with some of my witchy bits.
Yeah.
But
tree hugging and all
right. I'm still learning to embrace all of those parts. I'm still learning to call all of that back to me. And I think if I had been alone, I might not have had the courage to go and just put my head against a tree and just hold a tree to ground myself. I might not have, I might not have felt comfortable, but we did it together.
Yeah.
You felt comfortable doing that, so you allowed me to do it. So you did that for me,
By being my authentic self.
By being your authentic, exactly.
Wow, I've done that. I do that a lot.
Yeah, you said I want to go ground in nature.
Trees a lot in nature.
Yes, yes. And it's these are things that I want so desperately to do, but I don't always have the courage to step into that.
Oh. So I helped you do
You helped me do it. Exactly, right? Yeah.
Thank you for that acknowledgement and that let me know. Yeah.
But I think the point is you were just you.
Yeah.
You're just you.
Hey, let's go out and
then I can just be me.
Get on the earth in the sun, yeah.
And so in having a conversation, regardless of how it's happening, hopefully for you it's via phone call or in person and not text, but there's got to be a way to just show up as you and know. And I guess the thing is, and know that as long as you're authentic to you, if it's the right person, they're going to receive it. And if it's not the right person, then they're not.
Okay, I know.
What do you think about that? What do you think about that?
Oh, man. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Of course, I know that viscerally, physically, physics of that, energetically, that's correct. But intellectually, ingraining that is hard. Because, and I don't know what the women are thinking, because sometimes they can't, they don't want to have a conversation. It's all the texting thing, and then it kind of dissolves because of whatever. And who knows if these people, the women, the people are on gadgets. Obviously they're on gadgets, but are they on online, dating? Are they this dating? Are they online? Are they being, communicated with 5, 6, 7, 8 other gentlemen, the other guys, and they go going round and round, but it's all just text.
Caught in a spiral.
Yeah,
right?
but it's all just text. But they're not having phone conversations or getting together with anyone. But, 'cause whenever I talk to some women friends who are single and they talk with me about this, I say, well, did you have a phone call with him to clarify? Well, yeah, we've been talking. I said, how? By text? No, that's not talking.
Well,
did you ask him?
Different people have different preferences, right?
Yeah, but
yeah.
And she'll express to me that she's not sure how this guy thinks or what's going on in the relationship. I said, pick up the phone. Call him. And maybe she can text him saying, hey, can we have a phone conversation? That's the only way to clarify it, really.
Yeah.
The texting just doesn't clarify things. And I just know that in my heart of hearts.
Yeah. At least
But
that's true for you, right? That's true for you.
It's true for me, and I think it's true for everyone. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, folks. I'm kidding. It's true for me, and I think it's probably true, for a lot of people out there. Probably.
Maybe.
Do your friends talk about this stuff? Friends, guy friends, gal friends, family.
So much recently.
Okay.
But I mean, I think back to when I was working and thinking about communicating with coworkers, with patients, with everyone. Right. The text-only communication is often insufficient to communicating.
You think?
Yeah.
Things get lost in translation.
Things get
Attention
lost in
to detail.
in typos.
Yes.
Whatever it is.
And
Yeah.
I'm a big attention and detail guy.
Yeah.
Virgo, attention to detail. So I want to nail it all down. I want to get it all correct. And
well, I mean, it is interesting to think about how we have so many ways of perceiving, right? We can take things in visually and auditorily and tactilely, like we have, and I do think, and energetically, we perceive energy, right? So I do think we're cutting out some of our ways of perceiving when we're just texting, right? We're relying on kind of a limited input. Limited input. So,
may I interject?
Please.
Yeah, and I think it gets back to the whole, in our episode about judgment, I was talking about people on their headphones, people on their gadgets all the time. Limited input. We're limiting ourselves. God didn't make us to fill up our ear channels. Unless we came in deaf, God made us to hear and to use our ears, to keep them open. God gave us the ability to speak so we can speak. Unless we're not able to speak, and then we find other ways. God gave us eyes so we can see. God gave us all these things, not to plug them up and not to limit them.
Well, here's another take on all of this.
Okay.
In our world, which is in large part removed from nature, right? We are bombarded with sensory input constantly that may put us in overdrive, and we may be seeking intentional sensory input to help regulate ourselves, right? So I think it's important to take a look at it from both sides, right?
Yeah.
That person who's on their phone, on the T, and kind of in that world, that might be because they just can't they can't take in what's going on around them. They don't feel safe. They don't feel regulated enough to do it, right?
I understand, but I don't think it makes them more safe. I think it makes them in more danger.
I think we can hold space for both.
No, I'm not holding space for that. It's bullshit.
Okay.
I'm kidding. Don't cut that out, Mark.
So, okay. Then thinking about kind of going back to standing in your authentic self and being who you are, knowing that you'll draw in the right. So the question I think has to be asked, what is it? How do you decide what you want to bring in a relationship? How do you decide what you want? Because once you know what you want, you'll be able to attune your communication, yourself, to be the magnet that pulls it to you.
Yeah.
So tell me.
What I want is direct communication.
Okay, so that's a part of it, yeah.
Okay, but you said how do I?
But it's bigger than that, right? Thinking about, do you want a partner? Do you want a date? Like, what is it that you're looking for?
Yeah, a partner.
A partner.
A partner in crime to commit crimes with.
No.
A lot of people say that on the dating profile, and I respond and say, what kind of crimes do we want to commit? Rob a bank. If we can get away with it, let's do it. They're always like, partner in crime. What crimes?
That's a good question. I do. I wonder what people mean when they say that, partner in crime.
It's an expression. I want a partner in crime, someone to have fun with and to do crazy stuff with. And there's so many wonderful things to do in the world. And it's like, I want someone to do that with and to have fun with and, to share affection with, all that, That's what I want, a partner to do that with.
Yeah.
Unbridled fun. Without committing any crimes, or at least without getting caught.
Have you ever written down all of the things that you want to do with a partner?
I have a vision board.
You have a vision board.
I haven't written them all down, but I have a vision board of the most important things, which, of course, are kindness.
What does that look like for you?
Someone who treats the waiter great, treats the waitress great.
Yeah.
Someone who takes care of, their family, loves their family, and, is a great mom to their kids if they have kids. Someone who treats their dog and other dogs with, love and affection. Just simple stuff.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah.
And I often talk about this chemistry, right? There's energetic chemistry, there's sexual chemistry, there's sensual chemistry, there's all kinds of chemistry. But I think for me, the most important chemistry is kindness chemistry. Are we on the same page about kindness? Because it manifests different ways.
Yeah.
So that helps me not judge people. Their kindness chemistry may be different than my kindness chemistry. Their energy may be different than my energy. Doesn't mean they're a bad person. It helps me not judge them. I came up with that many, many years ago. I have to come back. I have to remind myself of that often, so I don't judge. But kindness chemistry.
I would love to know more about what that looks like for you. What is so kindness chemistry. So you gave a couple of examples, right? Like treating the wait staff nice, right? Like, are there other things?
Other things?
Yeah.
About specific kindness chemistry that I
I'm
look
just curious. Yeah, I think this is a nice concept. Kindness chemistry.
Yeah, it
especially
is.
like when you're trying to find a partner early on. You're
Specifically, how they treat other people. How they treat me, the questions they ask, the curiosity. Do they ask me questions? Do they respond? Do they respond to a direct question, be it text or usually it's text? Do they respond to a text question? Oftentimes we text people questions, and I guess the strategy with texting is it more effective if I ask a question and be curious about someone than just speak my truth or whatever, but insert a question as well, shows I'm curious, and I really am curious. So someone does the same for me, but answers that question. Let's say I say, what's your favorite blah, 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 and then they send me a text back saying, yeah, I'm available Friday, want to get together? And they didn't answer my question.
Or perhaps they answered your question but didn't ask you one back. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
That's
something like that. It's all together.
Yeah.
Yeah, taking a mutual interest in each other.
Yeah.
That's kind.
Yeah.
If it's not there, it's like, it's kind of deal breakers. It's just like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
It's a red light.
Yeah, interesting.
So for me, but you asked I've often written down the most important thing is kindness, but someone who's strong, smart, kind, and then there's other things, but strong, kind, and smart are the three most important things about someone I'm looking to spend time with.
Interesting.
Yeah. And the other stuff, they get I think we all have maybe physical preferences, but bottom line, if there's kindness and there's chemistry and she's smart and strong and present, then magical things can happen.
Yeah. I wonder if you ever tried, so I know you've mentioned in past episodes that you have a practice of setting intentions for the day. Have you tried doing that like with
for women in romance?
With a date, right? So kind of going in and saying, I intend to call in someone strong, smart, and kind.
No.
Interesting. Maybe there's an unturned stone there.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go, your unturned stone. The reason I ask is, again, I do think that we are magnets. We are magnets.
We are.
Right?
We are.
We are energetic magnets. The law of attraction.
We absolutely are.
Right? So setting that intention, and I think you then will act in ways that are in alignment with that intelligence, strength, and kindness, right? Because it's all about you. It's all about you. As you're able to embody those things, that's what you pull in. Yeah. So what does strength look like?
I feel like this is becoming a therapy
I know,
session.
I'm sorry, I don't want to get there. I don't want to do that. We can totally change the subject.
Which right. I don't mind.
You're right. I know.
I love when it's all about me.
I went into coach mode.
I love it. We're on air.
I love that you stopped me. I'm like, tell me more.
It's enough about me. Enough about me.
What
do you think about me? Bette Midler, by the way, said that, among others. I'm not sure she was the first one to say that, but what do you think about? No, enough about me.
Yeah. So let's go. Okay, let's go back to our. Let's go back
to our topic. What's our topic?
What is our topic?
Communication.
Communication,
especially
early
at the beginning
on in
of relationships.
Exactly.
All right. Let me ask you questions.
Please feel free.
What do I want to ask you? The three gates. We talked about the three gates.
Let's start with the three gates.
Yeah. Can you review the three gates of communication? This could go for general communication, not necessarily relationships or new relationships, but in general communications, especially maybe new relationships when we're wanting to connect with people and keep the connection going and expand the connection at a new relationship.
Exactly.
The three gates we talk about a lot.
And I think this ideology is rooted in Buddhism. I could be wrong.
Sure,
I don't
probably,
know.
yeah.
Yeah, but the whole idea of the 3 gates is that before you speak, communication, or text, I suppose, or any other way that you're going to communicate, allow your words to pass through 3 gates. One of them, is it true?
It's true.
Is it kind? Is it necessary?
Is it necessary? Is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? The 3 gates. Is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? That's a lot of stuff to go through to express something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What do you feel like when you hear that or when you think about that?
I think it's great. And I have used it.
Yeah.
I have used it, and it has helped me.
It's hard, isn't
I
it?
don't always stop and remember that truism, that 3-gate theory and truism, because it is a truism. And I've occasionally shared that 3-gate theory with others, but I may always walk in my talk on it.
Yeah. It's another practice that we can work on for our whole lives.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
especially with family.
Oh my gosh.
That's a big one when communicating with family, I feel.
Totally. Yeah.
Not necessarily new relationships, but relationships we've known the people our whole lives. Mm-hmm. Because we get into roles, we get into habits of communication. It's like, is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? Nope. Okay.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah. Because our ego always wants to have the final word, right?
Yeah. We could probably talk ourselves into it being true.
I know.
It being kind. It being necessary.
Isn't that true?
Yeah.
Right?
That is true.
Yeah. So fighting that.
And then it comes back to taking that pause. We talked in the last episode, judgment, how to not judge. A pause. Pause and thinking about those 3 gates of expression.
Yeah.
To express or not.
Yeah.
Take it a minute. Take it a minute to think.
Exactly.
And to breathe into that. Is that really true?
Yeah.
Is that really kind? Is that really necessary? I think more times than not, we'll probably find that.
Can let it go. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And then it kind of gets you out of that swirl, taking that pause. Yeah.
That constant swirl we were talking about.
Swirl
The swirl.
of
the swirl.
Yeah, the
Not
rumination.
constant swirl, but the swirl.
The swirl.
Could be an occasional swirl.
Yeah, could
when
be.
it's a constant swirl, that's when you're getting in trouble.
That doesn't work. Yeah.
A swirl.
But the early relationship communication swirl.
Swirl. Yeah, that's a thing.
That's a thing. Oh, it's totally a thing.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
All right, we're working on it.
We're working on it.
Yeah. What and we're going to wrap up here in a minute, but I've talked a lot. Do you have any parting thoughts for us in today's episode about how you deal with the swirl, or how
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of writing recently.
Writing? Okay.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of writing, just kind of getting it out on paper.
Okay.
Allowing
Do you
me that.
paper, or do you put it on the gadget computer? Both.
I do
Okay.
both. It depends.
Yep.
Yeah, because I do like to write. I've written a couple of little books here.
Yes, you have.
That you can find on Amazon. Happy Hedgehog and The Pharmacist Witch's Grimoire, A Practical Guide to Being Your Own Soul Medicine. So sometimes, when I'm writing and with the intent to share it, I'll type it.
Okay.
But when it's just for me kind of processing the swirl,
It's
I'll
nice to
by
write it
hand.
down with pen and paper.
Yeah.
There's energy in that too. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, gosh, thanks for joining us today on Curious Awakenings.
Very good.
See you next
well
time.
done.